Hello, this is going to be a brief review on my trip during Memorial Day weekend to Fanime in San Jose. Lasts about four days from Thursday to Monday. Thursday, day zero, nothing's really open, but they do have a swap meet in a separate building off-site where all the otaku and fans sell their toys and cosplay things or whatever, stuff like that. I think I mentioned I didn't go on day zero. Did go on Friday though, and they also have a swap meet. I'm curious about going to the one on Thursday, thinking there might be, stuff there, whatever. What do they call that, FOMO? But anyway, here's what I picked up. Got this nice pixelated Pac-Man lanyard for $1, which is quite nice. I'm sure I could have asked for like 50 or 75 cents, but you go to places like Artist Alley where people are selling their versions of lanyards for like 15, 20 bucks, and that's ridiculous. I refuse to pay that much for a piece of cloth or ribbon. But we found something quite grand at the swap meet. Let's see if I can find it here. I've been on this collecting spree of fantasy coins. Well, I call them fantasy coins. They're just, coins that don't necessarily have any monetary value or from any country. But I found this, and it was only $1. It's a Monokuma medal from, it's a character from the Danganronpa anime and video game. See right here, it's nice and convex, I guess. It's bulging out a little, really nice. And then on here, this is brilliant. This is really brilliant. I like this a lot. I have no idea where it came from. My guess is it was probably part of a promotional thing, like a deluxe edition of a game or something, but this is incredible. I'm very, very glad I found this. The dealer's hall was, it was pretty grand. There was a vendor there called Wild Bill, I think. They make sodas, and they had a deal where you buy a really, really neat copper mug, well, metal mug. That was made of copper. Some of them were silver, some of them were copper in color and tone. And you get free refills for the day. Not for the weekend, but for the day. Really, though, for the price that they were charging, they should have done the weekend. The sodas weren't bad, but they were very, 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 very sweet. They had something like 2 different versions of root beer. Both of them tasted the same to me. They had a vanilla cream, a cherry, and a grape. Luckily, they also had just a plain seltzer, and I had to cut the sodas with the seltzer just to bring down the sweetness factor. It was totally sweet. I did mixed vanilla and cherry, and of course added some seltzer to it. That was quite nice. Vanilla cherry flavor. I forgot to bring the mug. I'll go get it. One moment. So here we go, right here. Hear that? Nice and solid. I think it might even be insulated a little. And this was the Silver Celebration of Fanime this year. Oh, one disappointment. So normally at Fanime they have a pretty nice representation of adult things. They'll have ecchi vendors or stuff from J-List, things like that, hentai, whatever you want to call it. And it's not a lot, but there'll be 1 or 2 vendors there. Sometimes it'll be a vendor selling the software programs, the dating simulators, whatever, things like that. Other times I think they had these people that were doing skateboard decks or something that had, pictures of the pretty, almost naked anime girls. This year, the one vendor that they had the yaoi vendor, was completely curtained off by black curtains, and you had to pay $1 to go behind the curtain just to look. I thought that was entirely lame. So I was looking forward to later that night seeing one of the hentai shows. Normally in the viewing rooms they'll have one separate where they'll have something called Hot Hentai Nights, where they just show random clips of different hentai and people get silly or whatever. Then they also have Yaoi Bingo. I went to that one year. It was kind of fun. I was with a group of people, and they were all enjoying themselves. And basically, you have a bunch of these, pretty grossly thin anime boys in almost no clothes with butler type uniforms that will go to your seat and try to sell you a bingo card or whatever. And the people I was with that year had won a 5-pound bag of green tea Kit Kats. It was quite nice. This was cool though. I like having this. Be nice to put some coffee in or something like that, I guess. But I got off track. I'm sorry. So my main disappointment was not because the adult stuff was as heavily represented as it normally is, but also with the Yaoi Bingo and the Hentai Nights, they'd moved it. So you had to take a shuttle, the shuttle was free, across the city to another hotel to view this. And I just didn't fancy that, at all. I thought it was kind of lame. There's plenty of room at that convention center. Plenty of room. That had nothing to do with them moving it. So I was a bit upset by that. I missed out on that. Prices seemed a lot higher this time too. That's also why I like the swap meet. It's because you can haggle a bit more. But anyway, let's get on to what I picked up on the convention floor. They have a nice downstairs area where the viewing rooms for nostalgic anime and new anime, sometimes a movie or two, and a bunch of chairs where people play games or eat. Chairs and tables where people play games and eat. I brought a few games and was waiting for people to play. Nobody's playing. Then I had this group of people join me, nice folks, and they brought along this game, Unstable Unicorns. And I had seen this game on the floor throughout the weekend. This was maybe on Saturday. And I was curious about it. Was at a booth for the people of T-Turtle. I don't know if they publish this game or what they have to do with it, but it features the art, that you see on a lot of the T-Turtle t-shirts. So throughout the weekend, I played this game. It was brilliant. We were playing with almost 7 people. All of them was really nice and it was fun. I quite mistakenly, won the game by accident. I had no idea how to play it, but everybody was nice. So I'd been back and forth to the T-Turtle booth throughout the weekend, and the gentleman working it, I'll try to be discreet as possible, but each time I went there, he was sitting on his butt playing on his phone. And if anybody decided to there were no prices anywhere. I get it. Sometimes they have the banners with the prices over everything and stuff like that, and sometimes you don't see it. In this case, prices weren't represented anywhere. So whenever anybody would stop and ask him the price of something, he would hop out of his chair with a fury, almost throwing down his phone, and aggressively answer that question. And so I'm doing this throughout the weekend. It was really pissing me off, to no end. Everybody's friendly there, and trying to be nice, and then you get somebody like that. Kind of makes it a bad scene. So, yeah, throughout the weekend, I'd stop by there. There was another game there that I was looking at that I was very, very intrigued with, and I asked him about it, and he jumped down my throat. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to even buy this game. I don't want to give this guy my money. However, I played this game. It was really, really fun, so I regrettably went back and purchased it. I'm thinking about doing a card read-through of this game later. not on this video, separate video. So, didn't see too much that captured my attention on the floor. There were lots of statues and things like that I would love to get, but I just can't collect that stuff anymore because there's no place to put it and I can't display it properly. So let me show you what I found. There was a vendor there who was selling these really amazing, thick, chunky metal pieces of things. They had these bottle openers. I'm not a beer drinker or anything like that, but they're these big, thick metal bottle openers that looked like keys. I'm sure some of them were made to represent stuff from a game or whatever. There was one that kind of looked like a gear, and then a key. That was the one I was really, really looking at. And then further down, there was a display area where they had these really big, thick, about this big, thick metal presses of cards. Not anything like Bicycle or anything like that, their own version of cards. And double-sided, really heavy and beautiful. It would be great to display in a game room. I almost bought one of those. Next to that, they had coins. Beautiful, amazing coins. There was one with a samurai on it. There was one with a Egyptian woman on it. There were a pair of them with skulls. And I think there was one with an eye. The one I picked up is this one here. It's really heavy. It's got a nice heft. Yeah, hear that? But this is brilliant. I like this a lot. Then I picked up another one. There was a pair of tokens, I guess you could call them, or coins, that had skulls on them. One was a side view, one was a front view. This is the one I picked up. But look at that. That's beautiful. It's got that nice mirror finish behind it. Isn't that grand? Oh, yes, okay. So they also have a dealer's hall. And, no, I'm sorry. They have an artist's alley, excuse me. That's where the independent people that do, their versions of anime characters or video game characters, what have you. You've got a lot of makers there. People selling pins and lanyards and buttons for way too much money. Like, way more than the effort they even put into it. But I did see one vendor, and he had a collection of these coins from, I believe, 3 different anime. There's about 5 coins in each set. One was for 7 Deadly Sins, and one was for One Punch Man. And I think if you bought all of the coins of the set, it was only like $30. I only bought a pair. This one is from the 7 Deadly Sins. I'm afraid I've watched it. I haven't remembered much of it though. This is one of the characters. See, I don't even know if this is a quote of something that they actually say in the game. But it says, "Sorry, I forgot all I need is right in front of me." Almost sounds like something from the Wizard of Oz. But yes, I thought she was quite cute. So I picked this up. And this is kind of small. It's about the size, a little bit bigger than a quarter. Probably smaller than a silver dollar, but see, these are huge. Then I picked up a One Punch Man coin. They had 2 of Saitama, one of Genos, one of the Kamen Rider, and someone else that I'm forgetting. Moomin Rider, I'm sorry. So I got the Genos one. The One Punch Man one was kind of silly looking. Didn't like the look on his face. And this one says, "There's always someone stronger. Develop your unique strengths." These are both really nice. Also very heavy, very thick and chunky. If I could have, I probably would have bought the complete set. So these will be going in my coin purse. This particular vendor that had these coins, they also come with a cute little velvet bag to put them in. So I've got this nice leather sack here that's very heavy with coins. It's not something I'd ever hang from a belt because I'm afraid I'd tear the leather. So we're going to put those in there. Now I'm told this weekend there's yet another anime convention. This one's going to be in Sacramento. I might be tagging along with somebody. I'll be sure to try and provide content of the convention itself. Don't know if I'm going to be buying much there. Still have to save for Comic-Con. So this was my, I don't know, loot review, I guess you might call it, of the things I picked up at Fanime's Silver Celebration.